Alright, muchachos, I'm going to show you guys how to make a working drawing of your rocket. So phase one, let's go over here and let's go up to drawing. What? Drawing? Click on base. Click on what? Base. People outside think I'm crazy. I'm talking to myself. Now you might have to go find your file here, right? So find your file and click on it. Mine's already open. So what I'm going to do is you're going to click on base, and then you guys see how it's you kind of click down here, right? You guys see that? And then you're going to drag up like that, and you see it's still on the screen, those little dots right there, right? Now when you like what you have, you're going to click, you're going to drag over, you can see the outline of it, right, of your rocket. And then you're going to come down here, you're going to run out of room, so you can see it's coming. You don't want to put it, well, there's a little room over there. I'm going to put mine right here. Okay, now if you want them bigger, you can change the scale. See right here? You can change that to 2 to 1 is going to double the size, but see they're off the screen. So 1/2 is a little too small. Let's try 1 to 1. 1 to 1 is pretty good. You can change it if you'd like. Once you have it, you can hit OK. And if you want to move them around, you can just kind of drag them like this. It's all about these little dots here. I call them ants. All right, you can kind of move those around to where you want it. Move this one over a little bit. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go over here to the top where it says, let's see, annotate. What's it say? Annotate. You're going to click on dimension. Now once you click on dimension, what you're going to do, you're going to dimension, you're going to show the dimensions of your rocket. So like right here, if I zoom in and click here, and then I click here and drag off, you can show the user that you have, a 1-inch height of your fin. And you can add these little markers in here if you want. Sometimes I add those to kind of spruce it up. They're not necessarily needed for the viewer. This would just be like kind of a bonus, right? You can add them if you'd like. So hit OK. Now you want to, there's a lot more, like what's the height of your rocket, right? And it already knows it. It already knows it's 10. So when you want it, just click it and hit OK. We're going to click dimension again. And what else could we do? Well, I could do this little distance right in here. What's the distance from there? Then I click. Now if I want to write something like tip of fin, I can right there. That would be a bonus. You don't need to do that. Okay? Now what other dimensions do we have? We can do the distance from here to here. Now don't put the dimension on your rocket. Drag it off so people can see it. Alright, now are there any dimensions over here that you can use? This would be a good view to show the diameter of your circle. Drag it off though. That works. What about the inner diameter? Alright, there you go. We got all those diameters right there. Maybe you want to show the inner width of the fin right here at 0.15. Alright. So let's go ahead, you put all your dimensions in there, all of them, right? As many as you can. Now go over here where it says text. It says text. Now let's just kind of go ahead and zoom in and double click here and change the size. 0.24 may be good. Let's just call this your rocket prototype. Okay, and then just, you can change the color and all that good stuff if you want, right? I'm just going to leave it as is, right? Now, is there any other information you want to add here? You can. Okay? All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to make, see if I can find it up here. Sometimes I have to search around for it. I want to see if we can find the parts list. So you're going to click on parts list. Click on what? Parts list! And then your parts list, what you need to do is go find your rocket again, and when you hit OK, you're going to have this little floating box. Do you guys see this? Try to position it so it's not on top of the rocket, And what you can do is kind of drag it off, or not drag it off, but make it bigger, right? Now if you zoom in, what's that say? Autodesk Rocket Mr. H. So whoever has this paper in their hand, this working drawing, knows, oh, this is a working drawing of a rocket. This usually is used when you have like a lot of different parts, right? It'll have a bunch of different parts listed, but we are practicing. Now click on balloons, and well, we want the viewer to know where the parts are. Well, we have one part, but just basically what you want to do is click and, you know, drag off, and you can do a little angle if you want, left click, and if you want it, you hit continue. So we know that's part one. Now if you want to put some other ones on here, you can. I mean, it's pretty obvious this is part one, okay, right there. All right, so far we are looking pretty good. Is there anything else Mr. H wants to add at this moment? And the answer to that question is no. So at this point, we're going to go up here. We're going to select, well, once you save it, you're going to do a save as. This is a drawing file. See, it says a WDG. Save it to your STEM main folder, and then when you go to print, I want you guys, when you go to print, make sure you select best fit, and then you can print it. All right. Mr. H is signing off in 3, 2, 1.